It seems the heels advocate has to make this video. The Elimination Chamber has to be the worst PLE so far of the entire year. I'm not gonna lie. This was such a horrible show. The Masked Man is finally revealed. Seth Rollins is back finally. We no longer have to deal with all of the freaking Masked Man, run-ins and BS, bro. Because quite honestly, I was getting sick and tired of it, bro. Like, midway through the match, this decoy, unmasking guy came out. And then, Adam Pearce drags him out, whatever. And then, while everybody is back, boom, Seth Rollins comes into the ring. Takes out Logan Paul, who literally eliminated 3 people in the match. Cody secures the pin. And, yeah, obviously, it's Seth Rollins. And then, Rollins gets out of the ring. And suddenly, the cage door stays open for, what seems to be 5 to 6, 7 minutes. And then, what do you know? Drew McIntyre comes out with the freaking, belt. Now, let me, let me tell you guys something, bro. The point of the Elimination Chamber match has always been to eliminate outside interference, bro. To literally eliminate outside interference. That is the point of the Elimination Chamber, bro. It's insane. Masked Man 1, Masked Man 2, Drew McIntyre. It's insane. So obviously Drew is trying to beat down Cody for some reason. I'm also sick of this, but I'll get to that. Orton hits him with an RKO into a crossroads, and then RKO on Cody Rhodes. That's Triple H, the cerebral assassin, the Viper, the ape. What is Randy Orton's other nickname? I kind of forgot. But anyways, he secures the pinfall over Cody Rhodes. And yeah, Randy Orton's, he shocked the crowd. He shocked me. And I'm happy that he won. But something tells me, chat, something tells me truly that unfortunately, even him winning the chamber will have no real importance, because somehow, some way, Cody Rhodes is going to find himself into that freaking match at WrestleMania. Something tells me it's either going to be a triple threat, fatal 4-way, some BS is going to happen, and Cody Rhodes is going to insert himself into that match, and we're going to be walking out pretty much wondering why the hell we had to go through all of this. But before I continue, let's recap the entire pay-per-view one by one with the great one, which started off with the female segment. And I'm not gonna lie, this PLE had nothing to make up for anything, bro. Nothing. We are honestly, bro, this is supposed to be the 3rd biggest PLE of the year, and it didn't feel like that at all. Not at all, right? As I was watching the female Elimination Chamber match, the only thing I could really think of was this. Man, this sucks. And I can't wait to see the dudes do their work, right? Javon Evans, he's notorious for being bouncy and doing crazy stuff. Logan Paul, he's pretty athletic as well. So the only thing that I really thought was, okay, let's get past through the slow-paced bullshit match of the women, and then we can go to the men's and maybe see something better. But unfortunately, the women's match, which was already horrible, somehow is better than the dudes. That is insane to me, right? They had more slams on the outside. They were climbing. They were doing this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They were hitting spears through the freaking pods. It was pretty interesting, right? It was pretty interesting, but nonetheless, let's just skip forward to the ultimate end, which was Rhea Ripley. How are you, Ria Ripley? You know what I'm saying? So she wins the match, and she's going to WrestleMania to challenge Jade Cargill. Honestly, you guys, I'm not going to lie. So we have 3 matches so far secured. Randy Orton, Drew, don't care. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, don't care. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill somehow is a relatively, you know, I don't want to say impressive or intriguing, but somehow is able to draw a little bit more interest in all those two other matches. Because it signifies one thing that is missing in a WWE, that they keep on, you know, like drilling into our heads, bro. All right, and what is that? That's the sportification of the WWE has long been, you know, going on. You can't tune into Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, or whatever it might be, and the episode starts off with everybody walking into the arena as if they're freaking NBA, NFL, UFC athletes, bro. Right? They've kind of lost that element of trashy drama, of, you know, like stuff that made WWE entertainment. And nowadays they're trying to focus on, you know, oh yeah, I'm the best wrestler in the ring, my technical work rate, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about that. They never did, and they never will. So if that has always been the recent idea behind WWE, how come we can never, ever get a clean victory out of anybody? So, for example, in this match, we had Tiffany Stratton compete as well, right? And Tiffany Stratton, like, she was able to beat Jade Cargill at SummerSlam clean, mind you. And then 3, 4, 5 months later, that's when they have a rematch for some reason at Saturday Night's Main Event. And in that match, Tiffany Stratton was, you know, kayfabing a knee injury, and that's how Jade Cargill won the match. But how is it that when Tiffany Stratton finally came back, she couldn't immediately come back and, and I'm saying, like, just like ask for a rematch? You were champion for so long, and you cannot ask for a freaking rematch? Are you kidding me? So then you sit out and you try and compete in the Royal Rumble. Why? Don't get it, bro. Like, I truly do not understand that. You know, like, if you were thinking to, like, be the best in the WWE, you would think that you would want to come back and immediately get the title shot. But no, Jade Cargill is somehow the champion. She's been champion for, like, I don't know how long, and she hasn't defended the title properly. And now it's going to be Rhea Ripley, who conveniently loses the tag titles a few days out of, I'm literally 1 day away from the Elimination Chamber. And this only reminds me of one thing. Do you guys remember when Cody Rhodes got F5 by Brock Lesnar after WrestleMania? Right? They go on to have a feud for 3-4 months. And then when that is over, he suddenly becomes a tag champion. And then when it's about to be the important season again, when it's time to do canon stuff, real storylines, important storylines, when we're no longer in spin-off feuds, suddenly he loses the tag titles, and he's, you know, conveniently just in time to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania again. Does that not seem what is going on with Rhea Ripley right now? Unbelievable. But I'm not going to complain. Rhea Ripley is the biggest star in the female division. She can be a very, very big mainstream star. She has great appeal, got a good look to her. She can definitely be a big time thing. The WWE just really genuinely needs to put the rocket on her back and just send her to the moon, bro, right? She needs to be like a 1-year champion, 2-year champion. I don't care, man. We got to get sick of Rhea Ripley to our core, and then when everybody starts to boo her, all Rhea needs to do is just do a quick freaking Playboy magazine shoot in her bikini, bro, and then boom, she's back to being a babyface, bro. Unbelievable, right? Or if that doesn't work, maybe another stink face. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. It's crazy. Now let's just move on to the next segment, which was equally, I don't want to say equally, this was the worst thing of the night. AJ Lee, 40 years old, skipping to the ring, has a match against Becky Lynch. Oh my god, bro. Like, I just hate seeing stuff like this, bro. Like when they can't even hit the ropes properly, bro, right? They kind of run into they run to the ropes, right? And then they kind of like pump the brakes a little bit, they turn around, and then they kind of tap the ropes, and then they fucking start spinning the other way again. Bro, are you hitting the ropes, or are the ropes hitting you, my brothers and sisters? Come on, man. This match was so bad, I'm just gonna skip over it, bro. We're we're just gonna go to the end, and obviously we're gonna have AJ Lee win the strap, and yeah, obviously let's just give her a big moment. Becky Lynch is a certified job, but I don't know why she came back. She should have came back and immediately be in the title picture, like the main title picture. Not all this BS. And then we have R-Truth embarrassing himself once again. I'm gonna make another video on this dude, bro. But like, this is genuinely genuinely impressive how sad it can keep on getting. Now, the following match was CM Punk Finn Balor, and it's nothing that we haven't seen, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this was filler BS. The fact that this is, like I said, the third biggest PLE of the year, and we genuinely get a Monday Night Raw main event rematch at one of the biggest PLEs of the year is alarming, bro. What are we doing right now? Like, where are we going? What are we doing? This is not acceptable. Triple H genuinely needs to be fired, bro. Like, I have no other ways to say, oh yeah, this clown right here, bro. So, as I was like, coming back from the toilet, bro, I walk into the studio, I look at my screen, and all I see is this weird goofball, bro. This weird Sting wannabe comes out, bro, looking like a freaking weirdo. I don't know who the hell this guy is. It's just sad, bro. This Danhausen guy, that was the guy coming out of the box, bro. All right? So the whole idea of having the box somehow pay off at a PLE was just for this weird looking dude to make his debut. I don't know who this guy looks like. It's a joke. Genuinely, it is a joke. How do you have somebody like this? I don't even know who the hell this guy is, bro. Danhausen down, bro. Who? Kidding me, bro? He makes his professional WWE debut at one of the biggest PLEs of the year. He comes out. He makes his way to the ring. He pops his freaking like pyro, and then he walks off. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Like, look at this, bro. Look at this. Like, who is this guy, bro? I've never seen this guy in my life before. People want to talk about, oh yeah, heel. It's gonna be Danhausen. It's gonna be Danhauser. It's gonna be Danhauser. Who? Oh, bro. He was in AEW. He was misused in AEW. He was in AEW? I'm surprised he even made it to AEW, bro. This guy belongs in JCW. This guy belongs not even in TNA. This guy belongs in Circus Wrestling. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't want to know who this guy is. This guy looks like I could knock him out in about like 2 seconds. This is not impressive at all, bro. All right. When did WWE turn into this, bro? Narrow clavicle, 5'8", 5'9", 185 pound skinny fat dude, bro. This is what we're gonna have debut nowadays. This is what we're gonna have debut nowadays, bro. Are you kidding me? And everybody in the crowd today was so they were dead, bro. Everybody in the crowd, they were not feeling anything at all. They were quiet, and why would they not be quiet? We have about 2 matches worth, covering the entire span of about 4 hours, right? It's like a PLE. It's supposed to be 4 or 5 hours, whatever. And there are only 2 matches that actually count. And the 4 matches, like the 2 out of the 4, are literally BS matches. And then we got to deal with this freaking clown coming out. This ain't Halloween, bro. Put back the costume, bro, right? And then when it's time to have the main event match, the men's chamber match, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is not a lie. It genuinely took about 17 minutes for everybody to make their entrance and get to their pods, bro. 17 to 20 minutes. 17 to 20 minutes. Talk about killing airtime, bro. All right? Like, as if killing the airtime wasn't, like, bad enough for the other 2 matches, right? The AJ Lee match and then the Finn Balor match. As if those 2 matches weren't bad enough. Then we got to deal with about 20 minutes of BS. Right? And then we have to deal with this match going forward, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow, right? Somehow, all I've seen in this match is these guys barely taking any bumps, bro. Barely taking any bumps. Some guy punches him. All of a sudden, Cody Rhodes is on his knees for like 10 minutes. And then, this guy is on his knees. That guy's on his knees. This guy's laying on his back. That guy's laying on his back. Bro, you guys are doing nothing, man. The fact that the women have done more than you guys is completely embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, bro. This is not acceptable, man. This is the Elimination Chamber. Take some bumps. They put freaking padding on that, bro. Back in the day, people used to take spine busters on that. Batista bombs on that, bro. Choke slams. Spears through the freaking pod. And now everybody's like, just keep on working in the ring. Not to mention all the botches, bro. Freaking Raquel Rodriguez has a freaking nip slip in the match. LA Knight goes for the elbow off the top rope. He freaking botches that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe like what I'm seeing these days. And look at this sell from Randy Orton, bro. Randy Orton runs at like straight at LA Knight. He gets hit with the boot. Okay, let me walk around and then oh boom, take a bump. What is this? And then LA Knight goes for the freaking elbow. It's like LA Knight, yeah, right? And this guy literally slips off the top rope. He literally slips off of the top rope. I mean, he's going to get a big lecture from Triple H backstage. Like, I mean, y'all thought he got a big lecture at Money in the Bank. This is going to be otherworldly. This guy's not going to catch a break. He's not even going to catch a break. Right? And then, obviously, you know, Logan Paul does his thing. And then freaking, you know, pins LA Knight as well. And Trick Williams. Pretty embarrassing if you ask me, right? Pretty embarrassing that Logan Paul is getting, like, power scale up to this level. It's embarrassing, right? I don't want to keep on saying this, but Logan Paul being in a situation really bothers me, right? The thing about, Logan Paul, right, is that he can serve a purpose to the WWE into, getting more exposure on certain storylines, all right? But the fact that he's over here pinning what is supposed to be, you know, like 3 of the 4 more, like, most probable guys to challenge for the WWE Undisputed Championship is completely worrying me, bro. Logan Paul should have never been anything other than a jobber, a gimmick type of guy, maybe at best a tag guy. So I don't know what the hell is going on these days, but Logan Paul needs to be power scaled back down. And like I said, you guys, you know, with the masked man and everything like that, that is what that is where I'm losing everything, bro. Right? Seth Rollins came back and he attacks Logan Paul. Why are you attacking Logan Paul, Seth? Like, Logan Paul didn't wrong you. It was freaking Braun Breaker. And Big Back Reed. You come back to attack Paul Heyman? I don't get it. Like, you come back to attack Paul Heyman by taking out Logan Paul? And let me ask you guys a question. Where the hell was Austin Theory? Austin Theory was ringside the entire match. This guy was literally ringside the entire match, and now suddenly he's not even here to help out his brother? I don't get it, bro, right? Like, he literally runs up, and there's no Austin Theory. Austin Theory was literally next to his pod all day. And now you gotta be like, oh yeah, but maybe Austin Theory was part of this all along. Then I'm sorry, bro. Can we just freaking end division right away? And like, I know the fact that Braun Breaker and Big Bad Greed are injured is not gonna allow us it's not gonna allow us to wrap up the Vision storyline. And the Vision storyline was never meant to be about Seth Rollins wrapping it up. The Vision storyline was only meant to serve one purpose: to keep Seth Rollins safe, and for Seth Rollins to elevate Big Back Greed and Braun Breaker, which, you know, by the way, in the end, was always going to be about Seth Rollins kind of like forcing Braun Breaker to turn on him because he's just bullying him, whatever, and then Braun Breaker is going to be babyface, and then Braun Breaker is going to turn on Seth Rollins, and then Braun Breaker is going to go on Seth Rollins. It was never supposed to be about this. Like, this right here is only the result of bad booking, 1, a bunch of injuries, 2, and then desperation to sell some tickets at WrestleMania 3. That's it. Nobody cares about anything else. This is the reality of it. You cannot convince us that it was always about Seth Rollins. Let me tell you guys this, though. Okay? In kayfabe, what took out Seth Rollins for all this time exactly? In kayfabe, I'm talking, okay? In kayfabe, Seth Rollins gets hit with a freaking spear and a tsunami. That's it, by the way. That's it. Literally one spear and one tsunami. Maybe 2 or 3 tsunamis, whatever. And then he's gone for about 4, 5, 6, 7 months. That's what takes him away from action for that long? That's the storyline, by the way. That's the storyline. And if that's the storyline, and if that's the kayfabe, why did we have to wait this long for him to come back? Seth Rollins is that weak that a freaking tsunami and a little spear took him out for about 6, 7 months? That's the reality of it. But no, we all know that it was a freaking elbow injury or a shoulder injury or whatever else injury it might be. And then you want to sell the idea that Seth Rollins has always had, a bunch of lackeys with him that want to come in and mess everything up with masked, hoodies and, whatever. It's like, bro, if you were that present, you could have came back. I'm talking strictly in kayfabe here. But it was actually a real injury. So why were we doing this? I know it was to get back at Braun Breaker, but now Braun Breaker is injured. What are you gonna do? Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you genuinely kidding me, bro? That is the match? That is the payoff for Braun Breaker and Big Bad Greed returning? That is the get back for Seth Rollins? He's going to get a match at WrestleMania against Logan Paul. And then he's going to go out there and beat Logan Paul. And then somehow, some way, Braun Breaker is going to come back maybe a month or 2 or 3 or 4 later than that. And then they're going to have a match at SummerSlam. Wow. Wow. What a pathetic, pathetic show. I've honestly watched a lot of PLEs. I've watched a lot of SmackDowns, a lot of Raws. This truly, to me, felt like a slap in the face as a fan. And if you're somebody that's out there paying $30 a month to ESPN, please cancel that. Get a freaking VPN and watch it on Netflix. Do yourselves a favor, bro. Do yourselves a freaking favor. The only positive out of this is that Randy Orton won it. But I'm here to tell you right now that Randy Orton winning this doesn't even mean anything, because I guarantee you today that either Cody Rhodes somehow is going to walk into WrestleMania with the world title, or he's going to be a part of the championship match with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat. Because there's absolutely no way that there is any real consequences for Cody Rhodes losing. Somehow, some way, he's still going to be part of this freaking match. And then I have to ask you guys one question. Why did it even matter for us to have this match? Why did it even matter for Roman Reigns to have a match at the Royal Rumble and win the entire competition, to come out and just challenge CM Punk? Has Roman Reigns been living under a freaking rock? In kayfabe, I'm talking right now. If CM Punk is giving out title matches to freaking Finn Balor twice, AJ Styles, and Braun Breaker in the last, 35, in the last month and a half, CM Punk has given out title matches left, right, and center. If Roman Reigns has always hated CM Punk from the core of his heart, as he says, and that is the reason why he picked him at WrestleMania, then why did you have to win the match to get this freaking like title match against CM Punk? It didn't make any sense. I'll tell you why that happened. Roman Reigns, a few months before like Royal Rumble, he called up the TKO board. He called up The Rock. He said, "I want to come back, win the Rumble, challenge Cody, beat him clean, and end this all." And wouldn't you know it, as the Royal Rumble approaches, Cody Rhodes somehow magically loses the title against somebody he's been whooping on for the last 5 months. Somehow, by the way. And now Roman Reigns wins the match. And what's he got to choose? Freaking Jobber Drew McIntyre or CM Punk? The obvious answer is CM Punk. But then I have to ask you guys this question. Why did he have to win the Rumble to challenge CM Punk? Now, if the roles were reversed and Cody Rhodes was still champion, let me ask you guys this question. This freaking guy held the title for about 4 years. He loses the title once. He can't get a freaking rematch? That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a complete joke. Now, that's Roman Reigns. That's a story for another day. Randy Orton right now, though, I'm happy he won. I'm happy that he hit this RKO on Cody. I'm happy that he showed that, that he is the apex predator. That he is the Viper. That he is the guy that we cannot count out. That he is the guy we all remember him to be. But at the same time, something tells me that it genuinely is not going to be about Randy Orton come WrestleMania.